This is Attorney Drew Page, and in this video, we are going to look at Undercover Billionaire Season 2, Episode 2, featuring Monique Idlett-Mosley. Let's go.
They're going undercover in cities they've never been to, with only $100, a cell phone with no contacts, and an old truck. All they'll have are the business principles they use to become successful. At the end of 90 days, all three businesses will be independently evaluated.
If it's a penny short of $1 million, I'll put in $1 million.
So you have the idea. Monique Idlett-Mosley has to take $100 and turn it into $1 million business within 90 days with nothing but a contactless cell phone and an old pickup truck. Now, in episode 1, we saw that she was able to get long-term shelter until she could get on her feet through a state senator named Tawana. So she was able to get that taken care of, but she has not as yet found a job, and she has not as yet made steps to further her business other than establish what it is she wants to do, which is start a juicing business. If you missed my analysis from the first episode, you can check the Undercover Billionaire playlist below in the description, and you can get caught up on all of the analysis that we've done so far. You can also get a copy of my book, The Right Defense for a Traffic Offense in Virginia, by clicking the Amazon link below. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and there will be plenty more videos coming as we follow Undercover Billionaire Season 2. So let's see what Monique's goals are for this week.
Now I have to focus my attention on a few things. I'll have to initiate the startup process for finding funding for my company. But before I can do any of that, I need a job that will pay me in cash every time I work and flexible with the hours so I can actually build the juice shot company. I want to actually confirm a paid job today, like at least feel some type of stability.
Monique has 2 goals for week 2. First, she wants to get a network of startup investors to help her be able to get the juicing business off the ground. The second goal that she has for the week is to secure a regular cash-paying job that is flexible with her time so that she can focus her time on the business. Now, that's clearly a very important goal because a lot of times when someone gets an idea about starting a new business, they want to jump all in and, hey, I'm going to quit my job and go do this. But what you want to make sure you're doing is starting the job on the side while you have your regular income coming in. Unless you have some measurable income coming in already from the new business that is already guaranteed. The key being, don't throw away your day job until your business is making money. Let's see what kind of job she gets.
So I did a search for farmers markets and I came across a place called Point Resting Public Market. I spoke with a lady by the name of Stacy who manages the market, and I'm on my way to meet with her now. Are you Stacy? Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. So tell me about this area, because this is super amazing.
Well, so this area used to be all industrial. It was a copper smelter. It was one of the largest Superfund sites in the United States.
Oh,
and so
really?
when they got called out and had to clean this area up, the developer really saw this as an opportunity to develop.
So this is the opportunity zone. Okay.
It's an amazing, because to have that insight, to see something that really was so industrial to become this, which is so incredibly beautiful.
I'm just taking notes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we continue, I'm curious about what your thoughts are on what we just saw. This lady is telling Monique about the area, and Monique is over there typing in her phone. And when Stacy's not even looking at her, Monique turns to her and says, "Oh, I'm just taking notes, by the way," on her phone. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a bit older. I am a Gen Xer, not a boomer. I don't know. It gives a vibe of not really paying attention to the person that's talking to you that writing notes on a pad doesn't seem to do. I know it really isn't any different, but I know that there would be some people who would be completely turned off by someone typing in their phone, even if it's taking notes on what they're saying. What are your thoughts on that? Please feel free to share your comments on that below. Okay, let's continue.
And this actually is their sort of the crown jewel for them. The public market was their idea. They really wanted to have a public market here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I go take a look
No,
around?
no, get on in there.
Do you guys have a card?
There we go. I found one of
Perfect.
my
Thank
cards.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. This is my company here.
Oh, it's your company.
Yeah, it's for the-
Oh, Monique, nice to meet you. I'm new to Tacoma, so yeah.
Right now we're kind of kind of a micro farmer.
Oh,
all
nice.
mixed like stone fruit and specialty fruits.
Do you guys need any day help?
Actually,
You do?
We'll bring it in to, let's say, like 11 to like maybe 3.
Oh, both. Yes. Okay,
Does
11
that
to
work?
3.
And then
Yes.
so, yeah, we'll be rocking.
Oh, man, you have no idea. I'm so excited. Well, I'm super happy I came in. And I'm gonna get these, because I definitely wouldn't stop and not get something. I don't believe in coming into someone's place of business and not supporting them. I'm gonna buy some fruit, even though I don't have a lot of money.
We got 1880.
1880? Oh, perfect. Thank you. Don't worry about the change, you can just keep it. Yeah, no, you've been so kind. And you hired me, like, yeah. Yay, I'm super excited. Thank you.
You may remember from week 1, Monique wanted to have a strategic job that could set up her business. She gets a job at this market where she's able to sell fruit so she can establish a relationship with this fruit stand owner. She gets a cash job, so one of her goals has been successfully completed. She has a job that's flexible in her hours and will pay in cash. If at all possible, it is a great idea to find a job in the business that you're hoping to get. Most side hustles are spin-offs of your primary employment. Now, it's not universal, but in most new startups, they are a spin-off of some sort from something that you're already doing. It's not something way out in left field. Of course, as we've said in other episodes, if you don't have a job, just secure a job and get some regular income coming in. But if you have that opportunity to get a job in that field for your soon coming business, then that's the way to go, and Monique's able to get that. The only thing that I would differ with her on in this past scene is just because you go into a business to apply for a job or to try to make connections for a job does not mean that you have to spend the money in that job. If you have the money to do that, that's great, and it certainly shows that she has a big heart, but it is not necessary. If you're trying to get a job, just walk in and apply, or walk in and make connections. But you're not required to spend money in order to get a job. Let's see what she does next.
Today I'm back in the Hilltop neighborhood. It was important to me that I go to a community and a neighborhood where it's not far-fetched for a woman of color to be a business owner. Hi, how are you? I'm Monique.
I'm David.
But my name is Monique.
Okay.
I just moved here. I do like ginger shots and turmeric shots and stuff, so I'm just trying to get to know the city a little bit. Is this your cell?
It's just
The
it'll
store
forward
no-
to my cell phone.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you can text.
So I'll be able to text it? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Nice to meet you guys. My business philosophy is based on what I call the 5 C's. Conscious, concerned, caring, community, contagious. You do have to care and see how you're impacting a whole entire community, and it should absolutely be a contagious model to be profitable in that way. It truly does incorporate how I actually like to move through life as a businesswoman.
Monique gives us the 5 C's of her business model. And I actually wrote them down in my journal so I could get all the information. By the way, if you don't journal, why not? The best way to learn about journaling is through Clark Kegley, and I will put a link below in the description for you to figure out the best way to journal. At any rate, the 5 C's are conscious, concerned, caring, community, contagious. For Monique, business is not just about making money. It certainly seems to be an important part of what she wants to do, but for her, it's almost like a moral issue. She wants to make sure that beyond just profiting, she is showing care and love for the community and bring something that will help people who are disadvantaged. And you can't fault anybody for that. But as far as a business principle to help elevate you from a $100 business to a $1 million business, to be honest with you, it seems a little bit fluffy to me. But we will see how far it takes her.
Are you from this neighborhood? So, like, what's going on over here?
Oh,
Sorry. I'm a part of a documentary. They're doing it around the United States, but just like small business owners, entrepreneurs. I just moved here, girl. I'm trying to get my life together and start a business. Where are the people who care about like wellness and like juice shots and ginger shots and...
Me?
You do, see?
I mean, I do
Where's
care
your-
about those things. I am on...
Where do you buy them?
Online. That's the thing right now, especially with the pandemic going on. People are being more cautious.
She says she has to call people and get things shipped to her. for juicing. That's a problem.
So right now I'm on a community investment council board that's working
Oh, girl,
with...
I'm Monique.
I'm Kenya.
Nice to meet you, Kenya. See, I know who to talk to. Do you have a card?
I don't have a card, but I can give you my phone number. And I have a few people that I would actually want to connect you with.
Every interaction is important. My meeting with Kenya proves that point. I've met someone who is connected in this community and wants to introduce me to key people, which could lead to potential customers, to potential investors, and definitely potential supporters. And I'm Monique lynnae. I'm gonna drop my card to you right now.
Please
okay,
do so.
babe. Thank you.
It was nice meeting
Thank you
you.
for
Thank
stopping
you for
and
doing
talking.
This work. That's important.
I have to build a business. Everybody has to understand, like, this is like for real for me. I'm doing this on behalf of women and people of color, so this matters. And I cannot fail.
Monique gives us the principle that every interaction is important. And that is true in business. Anyone that you run into is a potential customer or a potential partner. Just because someone doesn't have money right now doesn't mean they won't have money 10 years from now. This was a lesson I had to learn as a young attorney just starting out, when I would have people come in that were always seeking free legal advice, and I would try to hurry them out of the office as quickly as I could so that I could focus on my paying customers. But what I have learned as I have matured as an attorney, and frankly as a person, is that the people that come in that don't have money now may know somebody who does have money who needs an attorney, and they may connect that person with me if I treat them right. Whereas if I try to brush them off and don't treat them properly, I may lose that future business from someone else. And you never know whether that person you talk to might win the lottery one day. And then when they're looking for someone to help them with their legal services, if I have mistreated them, they're certainly not going to come to me. So it is important to treat everyone with respect and recognize that they are either a potential customer or a potential partner. But I do want to comment on Monique's juicing business. She seems to continue to say that she wants to provide access to people who can't have wellness and can't have wellness type foods and things of that nature. But twice now we have seen that there is access to these things. First, there was access from her mom, who is lower income, who made it a priority so that the family could have good healthy food to eat. So even though her family was in poverty, her family had access to wellness choices. But the second way we see it in this scene is that the lady that she's talking to is able to get it shipped in. So even though it's not in the area, she still has access to it. It may take a little bit more time to get there, and if she starts on a regular rotation, it'll come in on a regular schedule. But they do have access. So I'm curious as to how that impacts the potential business in Tacoma, Washington for juicing. Now, if the play is, as she has identified herself as representing women and people of color, she is marketing specific to those demographic, then perhaps she can use that as a marketing angle. But otherwise, there appears to be access to anybody who wants these types of juices, regardless of whether they're in poverty or if they don't have a store right there. It seems that it is accessible. So I would be interested in hearing her comment on that. Let's see what principles we can look at from Monique next.
I haven't worked for anyone else in a long time, but I'm excited to build a relationship with Alex.
You're kind of getting to jump right in the fire here.
Yep, that's how it works, right? I've never sold fruits and vegetables, but with my business background, I can sell anything. That's a state of mind. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. Hey ladies, how are you guys doing today? Take this 1 tomato, 2 eggplants. So the green are 2 for $3 and then 2 for $4. This is it? Okay, perfect. That'll be $4. Oh, that's 18. Sorry. This one's good. That one's ready. Thank you guys.
Here's
Thank you.
$80 in cash.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yay.
No, I appreciate the help.
Hard work builds confidence. Growing up watching my mom work several jobs, providing for me and my sister and brother, she always took pride in her work. Today, I made $80. Thank you so much, Alex.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
While it's definitely not enough for long-term housing, it at least covers my food and gas for the week. I'm going to count every small victory.
Hard work builds confidence. People who are lazy, who are incompetent, who slack through the day are the most miserable people you will ever meet. They have no self-confidence. They have no self-esteem, because if you're not willing to work hard, you're not going to get anywhere in life. When I was going through law school, I was on law review. I was the chair of the trial board. I was the associate officer of the honor council. I was a part of just about everything that I could be a part of, because while I was making the grades and accomplishing all these things, it gave me confidence to believe that when I got out of law school, I would be able to be a great lawyer. And then once I started as an associate back in 2010, I was determined to be the hardest working attorney in my law firm, and I ended up making partner in 2 years. Nothing inspires confidence like being willing to put in the extra time, the extra effort, and the hustle it takes to be the best you can be. And when you're doing that in your job, it sets you up for that mindset when you start your new business. So hard work does breed confidence. And I'm glad that Monique shared that principle, because we have a lot of people in our country today who would rather not work and live off the government, which destroys their confidence and creates more reliance on future government services. That's as capitalistic as it gets.
So I'm gonna shop for some ingredients to make free samples and pass them out at Hilltop to create some buzz. Where's the ginger? If they have some fresh mint. Y'all, baby. Oh, they got some turmeric. Man, these are 3 for $1. Super good.
10:07.
Yay! I'm super happy. Spent $10. Juicing can be a very lucrative business. It costs about $10 to make 62-ounce wellness shots. That's a cost of only 17 cents per shot. And if I sell them for $4 per shot, that's a margin of 96%.
Whoa, $4 a shot? Are you serious? I thought the point was to make food accessible for everybody. You remember in the first episode, she was complaining that she had to pay $2 for a baked potato that filled her up. Now she's wanting to charge $4 for a little shot of juice. What is everybody else going to eat the rest of the day? Definitely seems to be a good money-making business, but it seems a far stretch for a wellness option for those who are in poverty.
After not getting any absolute yeses from the local restaurants, I'm returning to the Hilltop area. I know these shots are great, and I have to prove it to the community. There is definitely a market here, and I'm going to find it. Knock, knock. I wanted to bring your samples. It's a wellness shot.
Ooh, yeah. A little kick.
Then you add the ginger and turmeric, which are immunity builders and anti-inflammatories. Like, that's the best mix you're gonna get.
Bottle the up.
Thanks, you guys.
Do I shoot it back all at once?
It's a shot.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, so is that the kind of thing you take every day?
Yeah.
Rad.
I have a sample. You want to taste one?
Sure.
So it's turmeric, ginger, and dark cherries. Samples lead to sales. The more samples you give out, the more buzz. And more buzz means more sales. If I sell these for $4, would you buy these shots?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
I'm a photographer too.
Oh, I do need pictures and action shots for the company. Would you be willing to do it at no cost at first and then I pay you later? Thank you, Chris. Okay, thank you, babe. Last stop, Red Elm Cafe. Here you go, ladies.
Wow. It is good. Ooh, it's yummy.
Oh, yes. All right. I feel vindicated. We have to celebrate even the smallest of wins. Everyone in Hilltop seemed to love my juice shots. I know I am onto something. I still need to formally get the businesses to agree to carry my product, but I've got to keep the faith that it will happen.
Samples lead to sales. Monique takes her juice shot and distributes it to people in the Hilltop community. If they like it, then they create buzz in the community that there's a person selling these juice shots and people talk it up. This isn't anything new, but it is still important. We learn these types of things from Sam's Club and stores like that, where when you're shopping, people pass out samples of different types of food. And the principle would be the same even in a service industry. Maybe you need to serve somebody a free sample of your work. Maybe there's somebody important that has connections that if you represent them or you do something for them, then that will create buzz in the community because they know other people and can lead them to you. So samples can lead to sales. Now, you don't want to give out too many samples and give out all of your capital and all of your products, so be wise about that. But there's nothing wrong with using a small amount of your samples as an investment into the future sales of your business. The next step Monique takes is to try to achieve the second part of her goal, which is to find investment partners.
Hello again.
Hi, Kenya.
How are you? My elbow?
Elbow
Yeah.
bump.
That's what I was gonna say.
Let's go get some. Today I am meeting with Kenya, who's on the investment team in Tacoma, specifically dealing with the small business owners, Black-owned businesses, and the Hilltop area. I brought some samples that I made this morning, and when Kenya believes that something is good for the community, what she does is she actually tells everyone. And that starts creating the buzz that I actually need, but in an authentic, organic way.
What's in them?
Ginger, turmeric, dark cherries, and a little bit of fresh mint. Cheers! If you take a shot in the morning and the evening, it literally takes all the inflammation out of your body consistently.
The taste of ginger.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, it is good.
See,
I'm into it.
solving problems creates demand. Once consumers fall in love and have access to a product they previously couldn't get, demand for that product is created. I believe bringing my wellness products to all communities of Tacoma will absolutely improve the quality of life for the city. The result? Positive social impact, increased demand that creates a massive positive cash flow for my business in this untapped market. The more I share my product with this community, where nothing like it exists, the greater the demand. So far, I have not found any local that produce their own wellness shots.
Yeah, I
And-
haven't heard of any either.
Even though I grew up in an underserved community, my mother was super health conscious, so I grew up natural everything. But here's the thing, when I became an adult and I realized it was super expensive, I'm like, how in the world did my mom do that as a single mom? So that's why this is so important to me.
When it comes to health and wellness, that's something that does lack within the Hilltop community specifically. So I think that Monique's business would be a great asset to this neighborhood. You know, we do have a lot of people in this neighborhood who don't have like a lot of money and they don't have access to a car. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's only one grocery store.
There's only one store over here?
And that store is very overpriced.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone deserves the right to have access to affordable wellness.
I have a lot of like people that I'm gonna connect you with.
Yes.
Again, Monique says that everyone should have the right to access to wellness, putting aside the idea that not everything that we want is actually a fundamental right. She brings up again the issue of her childhood and says, when I grew up and realized how expensive everything was, I didn't understand how my mother was able to afford to do that. Perhaps that was the problem to solve. Maybe figuring out how she was able to adjust her priorities so she could afford healthy food and what she was willing to give up in exchange would be the problem to solve. But as to the business principle she gives, solving problems creates demand. I think I understand what she's getting at. Essentially, when you come into the market and you solve a problem that exists, you are meeting a need in the marketplace, and therefore you are going to be able to grow your business. But I think it could have been said differently in a way that represents it more accurately. Problems create demand. Solving them sustains your business. Or perhaps another way to say it would be helping people see the problem creates demand. You can solve a problem and either nobody know about it, or it's a problem that not many people need solved, and you still don't make money. So I get what she's saying, but I don't think the principle is articulated as well as it could be. But nevertheless, she's made an important connection in the Hilltop community, and we'll see if that leads to some sort of investment opportunity.
I'm not just selling fruit. Every minute, I am here selling Monique Idlett to the city of Tacoma. Here you go.
His first cherry.
Happened at Fardell Farms. Is that the mayor? That's Mayor Victoria, yes. So the mayor who I met at Tawana's house walks into the farmer's market, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. You can tell she absolutely cares about what is happening in her city. And when you meet someone like that, you want to align yourself with them because I'm here to build something positive for Tacoma.
Hi.
Create your own opportunities. Do not wait for opportunities to just fall into your lap. You have to go out and make it happen. Whether it is meeting new people, developing a new skill, or taking a class. These are all action steps that lead to personal growth, and personal growth creates opportunity.
I 100% agree with this principle for sales, business, and for all of life. Don't sit around and wait for things to happen to you. I have already agreed with Monique that those who work hard have confidence, but those who are lazy and sit around and wait for things to happen are the ones who 10 years from now are still going to be lazy and still waiting for things to happen. At some point, you have to decide that you want to change your life. I'm 41 years old and just getting into the YouTube game. While I've had a channel since 2013, I basically just let it sit. I have been YouTube lazy. But over the last few months, I've seen the opportunity that can be made by getting your name out there in YouTube. And while I don't have all the fancy equipment and all the fancy cameras and all of those types of things, I'm going to make my own opportunity. One day, I'll have a big YouTube channel. And it's not going to be because I want to be YouTube famous. It's because I want to help you. And by helping you, it helps me grow. By teaching you, I have to teach myself. So I'm creating my own opportunity through this mechanism. I do the same thing in my law practice. I don't wait for things to happen. I try to make things happen. I had a client who was stuck in jail, and unfortunately because of COVID, the Commonwealth Attorney's Office was shut down, the entire office. And in order for me to get him a bond, I had to find some way to get into contact with one of the state's attorneys. Now, most attorneys would just say, "I'm sorry, Mr. Client, but you have to wait until the Commonwealth Attorney's Office is open for me to be able to get you a bond." But I know my clients aren't satisfied with that. If they're incarcerated, they want to get out now. And it's my job to try to help them fulfill that goal. So I got on the cell phone with one of the prosecutors that I know and asked that prosecutor if they would enter an agreed order for bond, which they were willing to do based on the charges. So I prepared the bond, sent him an emailed copy, asked him to email it back to me with a signature, and then I ran it over to the courthouse and the judge entered it with no problem at all. You make things happen. Don't wait for things to happen.
The three key components of a strong pitch: the what, the why, and the how. What problem are you solving? Why is the market opportunity going to allow you to be in business? And then the how. How is your business model different than anything that already exists? I'm starting a juice shop company in Tacoma. When I got here and I started thinking about the lack of access to natural, like fresh food, fresh produce, just talking to people, and people were like, "We order our wellness shots from California."
We don't have anybody who makes them here?
No. My big thing is I need to serve the community that I'm coming into. Even if it was mobile.
No, mobile makes so much sense because we have so many food deserts in Tacoma. If you notice, when you're on Hilltop, if you go to the east side, it's a food desert. On the south end where I live, food desert. And so we've been talking about how do we get fresh fruits and vegetables into our neighborhoods. And even if you do a pop-up, seniors who can't walk that far, but if you could have several stops in the neighborhood.
Right. Like, we have to get access, still make it make sense for business revenue, but it's our human right to have access to fresh things.
What do you
like,
think,
amazing.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, I was thinking the same too, that like tie into the necessity of paying more attention to wellness.
When people do build companies, even small businesses, you need startup money.
Right.
I need to make some more money. Right. And so
Like,
my dream would be 10 or 12 people gave me like $500, $1,000, so that I can take the pressure off myself and actually build something special here in Tacoma. In the early stage of investment, the first round is known as the friends and family round. Entrepreneurs and founders go to people in their inner circle who support them in their dream and ask them for small investments to help get their businesses off the ground. So ultimately, the mayor, Victoria Woodards, and Tawana Nobles cannot financially invest, but they absolutely both want to see it do amazing in their city. So I'm hoping they see my vision for my new company and will introduce me to key business people in Tacoma.
So what do you all think?
So what if between Tawana and I, we got together a group of 10 or 12 women, like you said, and let you make your pitch to those women?
I would love that. I would love that.
I mean, I would, and we could do it on Zoom, like next weekend.
Oh, that would be...
It'd be kind of cool, right?
Yes.
So we could absolutely do that and give people an opportunity to invest and watch you grow and watch their investment grow.
Yes, that would be amazing.
This is a game changer. It is such a huge relief to know that I now have people on board who believe in what I'm doing. But the pressure is on because I still am in the development phase of my business and I have to prepare for my online investor pitch.
If you've made it through this whole video, kudos to you. It just so happened that Monique got the overwhelming majority of the airtime in this episode. Grant got the second most and Elaine got the least amount for this particular episode. But she ends her business principles with the what, the why, and the how. So she's given herself a structure or an outline on how she presents a pitch to potential investors. In this circumstance, she's practicing on the mayor and Tawana Nobles because they cannot invest in the juicing company. But what they are going to do, based on her explanations, is put Monique in contact with 10 to 12 investors. And at that point, she'll need to make her online pitch using her what, why, and how on the Zoom call. So looking at her outline, you start with the what. What is your product or service that you're trying to offer? The why. Why are you doing it? What is your story? Most people want to hear the story. They don't necessarily need to know why you think they need your product or service. They want to know why you created it. The power of a story is so strong when you're making a sales pitch. So to make that connection, explain the background of why you're doing it. For her, it's this story about access and human right. But whatever your story is, make sure you make that strong connection. And then explain how you're going to bring that product to market and how soon you are going to be able to get money back in the investors' pockets. For those just starting in entrepreneurship, this is an excellent outline for you to use to make your pitch to investors. Again, I'm attorney Drew Page with the law firm Randall Page. You can reach me at my Suffolk, Virginia office at 757-935-9065. You can visit my website at www.randallpagelaw.com. You can email me at drewpage@randallpagelaw.com. To get caught up on all of my Undercover Billionaire videos, please click on the playlist below. You can also get a copy of my book, The Right Defense for a Traffic Offense in Virginia, by clicking on the Amazon link below in the description. I would be so honored if you would subscribe to my channel and like this video and put in the comments what you think about Monique's business and sales principles in this episode.